Ready, kitty? Are you ready? Are you ready? Ready to do a little yoga? Yeah? Hmm. Hello and welcome to your practice. I'm Jamie and I have a little chair yoga snack for you today. You will need a comfortable chair, preferably with no arms. And if you're on the more petite side, it's nice to have a set of either yoga blocks or a couple of books or something to put your feet on so that you rise your foot. Basically you bring the earth up a little bit so that your knee can be at a 90-degree angle. And if it's not perfect, it's okay. You can make it work. And conversely, if you're on the tall side, you may need to sit up on a blanket so that you can have also a 90-ish degree knee. It just helps to have that contact with the floor. So today's practice, the theme is living awake, living with intention. And I borrow this theme from the writings of a beautiful human. Her name is Sarah Blondin, and she just is a prolific writer and speaker and just amazing human all the way around. I love her philosophy on life. She's a young woman who just inspires this old gal immensely. So I hope that her words inspire you as well. So let's take a comfortable seat. And I want to welcome Stevie Nicks, my kitty. She's seated very beautifully on my yoga blanket, which I was going to demonstrate with, but obviously I can't make her move. And also, I want to start out today by saying thank you so much to those of you who have donated to my channel. I do this as a labor of love. I have a full-time job that's separate from this. I just love yoga. I love what it does for me. I love helping others. And I so appreciate your kind donations. I can't even express how much it means to me. So thank you. Thank you so much. All right, let's take a comfortable seat. And it's better if you're not all the way back in your chair at this point. So scooch forward just a little bit. And hopefully you've got your feet about hip distance apart. So straight down, stamping your feet into the ground and actually making contact and actually pushing down into the ground. And when you push down into the ground, you can't help but squeeze your butt muscles, and that makes you stronger. And this is also lending to our fall prevention strategies to keep ourselves strong. So if we're just hanging out and not sitting up straight and not using our butt muscles, we're at least doing something, but it would be really much more conducive to your strength and your lifestyle and your fall prevention and your fall preparation if you squeeze your butt, pushing your feet into the ground. And you're lifting the crown of your head up to the sky. And we've got this strong carriage, this strong, beautiful posture the entire time. No, it's not sustainable the whole time, but as much of the time as you can, squeeze, lift, and honor your body. Take a deep breath in, reach up, rise up, and then exhale the hands to your heart. And we're just going to tune in here before we get started. And then let's take the arms down, either to the sides, just let them hang, or place your hands on your thighs or in your lap. Take your shoulders for a spin first, shoulders forward, up, back, and down. So you pull your heart out, lifting up. And if it's comfortable for you, close down your eyes. Otherwise, just take a soft downward gaze. And I'm going to take a moment to read as we tune in and drop out of the ruminating mind that's always going somewhere. We're going to bring the body and the mind, on the same page in this same moment. And not easy to do in today's crazy lifestyle, but let's try. So with your eyes closed, and with that beautiful, beautiful theme of living awake, which is the title of her programs, of her podcast. It's also the title of her website, Live Awake with Sarah Blondin. And she writes, live awake was born from the lessons gleaned through hard and beautiful things. I've learned there's a great value in becoming awake to the various ways we are being asked to learn. I've learned that our greatest teachers come to us often disguised behind the places we fear to look the most. And that consciously looking at what ails us is what leads to the ultimate freedom, is what leads to our ultimate freedom. The less awake we live, the more suffering we remain steeped in. What if we lend a new outlook to some of life's hard landscapes? Perspective is really everything, and by choosing to live awake to all that blooms forth in front of us, we can begin to live a more empowered life. We can live awake. We can live free. So as you let that seep in, take a deep breath in. Exhale. Ooh, such great words, to live with intention. That is actually what is behind the philosophy of yoga. Living with intention. So I'm going to ask a question. It's more of an inquiry for your own life with your eyes closed, and just let this seep in, and no judgment. Just feel what arises in your body, your soul. Are you living awake? Are you truly awake to what's going on around you, to the other souls that are in your life? Are you being mindful about living your life to the best of your ability? And I will quote Wayne Dyer. Wayne Dyer says, or he said, God rest his soul, but he said, don't die with your song still inside of you. Ooh. Have you sung your song? Do you still have so much more in there that you need to bless the world with before you go to the other side? It's a good inquiry, isn't it? Are you living awake? Is your song still left inside of you, or have you shared that with the world, or with your kids, or with your grandkids, or with your neighbors, or with strangers? One more breath right there. Flutter your eyes open, reach up, rise up, spread your fingers wide. Big breath. Exhale, hands to the heart. We're filming today from Ashland, Oregon. I'm at the base of Mount Ashland. So I'm up in the woods. I'm in my very, very humble, rustic home. The sun is shining. It's really cold outside. I would be outside filming if I could, believe me, and my videos will be outside again soon. But right now, I want you to think about the weather wherever you are. How's the weather? And then I want you to go inside. How's the weather inside you? Is there a storm brewing? Is it freezing and frigid? Is your heart warm, soft, glowing, beautiful? How are you today? Check in. One more breath there. Beautiful. And flutter your eyes open. All right, get comfy again, situate around in your seat a little bit if you need to. And let's take our shoulders for a roll. So reach your arms out, place the hands on the shoulders, and let's begin by circling the elbows. Take your time as we warm up the body, the shoulder girdle. We're bringing some energy to the shoulder girdle, some flow synovial fluid. Mine make all kinds of creaking noises. I don't know about yours. It's really loud. And let's reverse. And then as you take the other direction, I want you to squeeze your butt again, push into the ground. And as you're taking these elbows all the way around, act as though you're moving through mud or peanut butter or molasses, something that makes you a little more deliberate in taking these circles and bringing on this beautiful muscle movement that is more deliberate. We're living awake, right? Take yourself side to side, just kind of squish around a little bit in your chair, and maybe start to draw some circles with your shoulders as you lead. It's almost like a figure eight if you were to join the two, or an infinity sign. And then settle back into the center again. With your feet right below your knees, sitting up tall, squeezing everything, we're going to take full body circles. Act as though your shoulders or your head have the ladle and you're stirring circles along the ceiling. So you can start small and progressively get bigger. So you really need to be out from the back of the chair a little bit. And we begin by just finding movement first. And then as you get more comfortable, you start to take it for a little bigger spin. And notice, like I feel a couple spots that are sticky, a couple of spots within my hips mostly that are a little sore. Let's go the other direction. Bring yourself around, using your hands on your thighs to capture your weight as you come forward. We're circling with the top of the head or the shoulders, whatever makes you draw better circles. And then hold yourself in the center. Regroup, lift your toes and put them down. Lift your toes and put them down. Lift your toes up, 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 up. Spread your toes. Put your big toe down, the next toe, the ring toe. I should have said the middle toe, sorry. Ring toe and pinky. And do they all go together, or are you able to control them? Let's try that again. Lift the toes, start with the pinky this time. Ring, middle, pointer toe, and then big toe. I probably said thumb on the other one. Sorry if I did. All right. Now lift your heels a few times. Pump through those calves. The calves, the meaty part of your lower leg, the lower leg compartment. And then rest your heels down and take your toes and your feet out and in. And just feel that energy. And see if you can actually draw arcs with your feet, right? So instead of just going out and in, can you work a little harder for me today? Lift up and over. Take rests as needed, of course. And then one more, we'll land back in the center and stamp your feet back down and change your position back underneath your knees if you need to move a little bit. And then let's roll the shoulders again a couple times, inviting a little more movement, and then reverse. Take a big breath in, reach the arms up, spread your fingers wide, exhale, hands to the heart, and let's take the chin straight down to the chest. And then bring it back up and place your hands on your thighs. Take your chin straight down again and roll your right ear towards your right shoulder. And then take it down, left ear towards left shoulder. Let's do that again. Are you pushing down into your feet? Are you squeezing your butt? Good. And bring yourself back down and rise up. Now take your right ear towards your right shoulder. Hold this stretch. And then if you feel like you can, drop your left shoulder down. And then drop your left arm down. And then flip the left palm up. And then take a deep breath in. Exhale, reach all the way up as high as you can go. Don't force anything. Can you go tall? And then release. Bring your head back in the center. Big breath in. Exhale, sink your left ear towards your left shoulder. Drop down the right shoulder. Extend the right arm down if this is in your practice. Again, you may not be ready for this. Take the palm up and then lift that right arm up as high as you can. And when you get to the top, really reach, get as tall as you can, open up your ribs, and then bring that arm back down. Bring your head straight up into the center, drop your chin straight down. And then rise back up. Interlace your fingers behind your back. If you don't have the space, just grab the back of your chair. And then inhale and rise up with your heart. Kind of lean away. And then exhale, round. Inhale, rise up and away. And then exhale, round. And then sit up tall and place your hands around your knees. We'll take seated cat-cows. Inhale, rise up with your heart. Pull your heart out, shoulders down, elbows down. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, rise and reach up with your heart. Maybe the chin comes up, maybe not. Exhale, tuck. Round. Inhale, rise up, reach up with the heart. Pull your shoulder blades into the back pockets as you do that. Lift your tailbone. Exhale, tuck. One more time. Lift and rise up with your heart. Exhale, tuck. And then lift and rise up. Oh, beautiful. Now, just kind of, again, take those figure eights. Or you can call this whatever you want, whatever makes you do it better. Now, here's an awkward one. Come forward. Do it the other way. It's like you're doing the crawl stroke, but with your shoulders. Beautiful. All right. Now we're going to work on that bottom half. So circle your tailbone. Now keep the top of your body pretty quiet. You're barely moving and you're circling your tailbone around. It's as though you're drawing circles with the tailbone, your coccyx bone. It's as though you're stirring peanut butter. That's my favorite. Or you're stirring the pot, metaphorically and physically. All right, let's release and go the other direction. Reverse. Kind of find your groove here and just notice. These are so great. As you circle around, squeeze all of your internal organs. That pelvic floor, the pelvic floor is well, it's a beautiful group of muscles that helps us to hold in our urine and squeeze through and keep everything healthy down there. I'll just say it that way. And it's like a hammock, starting at the pubic bone all the way back to the perineum. And so I'm showing you, it goes front to back, but as you squeeze and lift that pelvic floor, you can avoid surgeries. And it's not just healthy for women, it's healthy for men as well. Really listen to me on this one. I'm not kidding you. I know a lot of doctors, and to avoid surgery down in this area is awesome. Okay, I think you get my point. Okay, take a deep breath in, reach up, rise up. And exhale, hands to heart. Now keep your hands at your heart. Keep your feet planted and stamped into the ground. Squeeze your butt. Here's the ticket. Shoulders down, elbows up. Shoulders down, elbows up. Hands are pushing very hard toward one another to activate your chest muscles, your biceps. But please keep your shoulders down. Now here's the rub. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale. Keep your chest forward, but move your arms to the right, sorry. Inhale, come forward. Now move your arms to the left. And let's do that again. Keep your chest forward. Inhale. Exhale, arms around to the right, shoulders down, elbows high. Bring it to the center and take it over. Keep your chest forward. One more time. Let's try that one more time. Inhale. Exhale to the right. Inhale. Exhale to the left. And take just a quick break. Let's do a little finger yoga. We're going to do that again, but we're going to change it up a little bit. Let's take a little finger pause here. Squeeze hard with those fingers. Squeeze your butt, lift your toes, just for something to do on that bottom half. And we're going to flip the palms, keep your elbows close into your sides, and you're going to go thumb to pinky, thumb to ring, thumb to middle, thumb to index and back. You can look if you need to. I like to close my eyes. Feel your way through this. Squeezing your butt really hard. Okay, now we're going to do everyone's favorite. Open up, and we're going to go on your left hand, finger to index, and on your right hand, finger to pinky. So you'll go through each one in the opposite direction on each side. How are you doing? I know this is everyone's favorite. I know people go, no, not the fingers, not the finger yoga. It's hard. Close your eyes if you can. Make that your goal. You don't have to do it today. I mean, you know, sometimes we just have to peek. All right, release that, shake it out. Let's take a deep breath in, reach up and rise up, and just let it go. One more time. Inhale, reach and rise, and exhale. Okay, so reach and rise again. Anjali Mudra, hands to the heart. We're sinking the shoulders, lifting up those elbows. Push your hands together. This time, inhale. Exhale, take your arms to the right and take your chest and head to the left. Keep going. Inhale to the center. Exhale, arms to the left, chest and head go to the opposite direction. Inhale, rise up and reach up, or I should say center. Exhale, around to your right. Push into your right sit bone. Inhale, rise. Reach, wow, you know what I mean. Exhale, around to the other side. Now push into your sit bones. Inhale. Exhale, hands release. All right, now we're going to work the feet just a little bit. So walk your feet kind of wide and be a little more on the edge. And so you have to be careful here so that you're not, you know, falling off of your chair. And just lift the heels a few times and then lift the toes a few times. Lift the heels for 2 and lift the toes for 2. Now let's go singles. Lift the heels, lift the toes. Lift the heels, lift the toes. One more. Lift the heels and lift the toes. Now, are you ready for a reciprocal? Lift the left heel and the right toes and just go through opposition. Little bit of brain candy here today. We've got this. Okay, hold this here. Take a deep breath in, reach up and rise up. And then exhale both palms out to the side. So your arms are in a T. Now, you're going to lift up your left palm facing over to the left. Take a deep breath in and exhale, move towards the left like you're pushing a wall or pushing a door open. Go as far as you can. Do you feel yourself shifting your weight? Push into your left heel and your left glute. Big breath in. Exhale to the center, palm down. Inhale. Exhale, right palm flips up and reach, reach, reach as far as you can go. Just breathe normal, just breathe. Can you go a little further? And bring yourself back, palms down. So let's do that again. Big breath in. Exhale, flip the palm on the left, reach left. Inhale, back to center, palm down. And reach over to the right. And then center yourself. Now I want to add the arms up in the middle. So we're going to go inhale up. Exhale, left palm reaches. Inhale, rise. Exhale, right palm reaches, Inhale, rise. Left palm, reach, 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 reach. Inhale, rise. Exhale, right palm reaches. Inhale, rise. Exhale, left palm. Are you doing both palms? I have so many times. And reach to the right. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, hands come to Anjali Mudra and release. Heel toe your feet together. Let's rise for a moment. Bring yourself around to the back of your chair. I'm going to stay on the side so you can see me, but you'll be at the back of your chair just holding on here. And so pretend like I'm on the back of my chair. All I want you to do is to back up just enough. Your elbows are bent, your shoulders are soft, and we're just going to roll up onto the balls of the feet. Now, for those of you that have been practicing for a while and you want to turn up the heat a little bit, I encourage you to add a little bit of speed to this if you need and want a little fire, a little lactic acid buildup. When I do this, if I do this long enough and fast enough, the lactic acid, I can feel it coming all the way up into my glutes. And it's not a bad thing. It means that your muscles are working and it's having to send extra to get these actions to happen. So it's not a bad thing for your body to work, right? Let's hold this next one up. Tone your butt, squeeze it, shoulders down, and roll back down. Now, kick your own rear like as though you're doing a hamstring curl, because you are. And then because you've got your chair right in front of you, we're going to lift our knees out to each side. So take your toes and turn them out, and we're going to lift up the right knee and the left knee out to the side like you're turned out slightly. So here we are. Right knee, left knee. Try to stay out of your arms as much as possible. It's like you don't want to collapse into your chair. You want to use your beautiful carriage, your beautiful spine to hold you up. One more, each side. Excellent. Okay, let's bring ourselves back and have a seat again. And let's turn the toes, pardon me. Let's come to the edge. Come to the edge of your chair. Hang on if you need to. You can hold on to the back of the chair. Just keep your shoulders down or to the sides. And I want you just to lift up your left knee and then put it back down. And lift up your right knee and put it back down. Now, this can be very, very hard depending on if you've been doing this or if you have an injury. So please listen to your body. Just do what you can. Now, if you feel like you could go a little higher and you feel like you're okay on your chair, see if you can lift your knee up. You can flex or point, whatever feels easier, and act as though you're going to kiss your knee. Other side. Lifting up, pointing or flexing. You're going to kiss your knee. And this is like a humble warrior. If we were doing humble warrior, we'd be leaning forward into the knee without lifting the foot off the ground. But we're doing a modified version of humble warrior here. We're also preparing our legs for big movement, right? Big movement. One more each side. And sit up tall. Reach and rise up. Exhale, hands come right to the heart. Inhale, reach and rise, living awake. This time, take both arms out to the side into a T, palms down. Inhale, reach and rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach and rise. Exhale, hands out to warrior two to your right. So you're looking just gently over your right middle finger. Shoulders are down, fingers are reaching, elbows have a soft bend. Take a deep breath in and reach up, palms together. Exhale, warrior two, over to your left. Look over your left middle finger. Inhale, reach and rise. Exhale, hands come right into the heart. Beautiful. Hang on to your chair again somewhere, back or side. Feet are heel-toed out a little wide, and we're just going to do some windshield wipers. And this requires a little bit of squishing around. So you may want to hold on extra tight if you feel like you're going to fall off your chair. I don't want you to fall off your chair. What we're trying to do, we've got that femur bone that's up inside the acetabulum of the hip, right? It's a ball and socket. We're trying to move that hip inside there. The more we can use these hips the way they were designed, which is circumduction in the hips and the shoulders, it's not just forward and back. We want to actually rotate the hip inside that socket as best we can. All right, one more. All right, let's face over to the left, and we want to be very, very much one butt cheek. So your left butt cheek is on the chair. Your right leg behind you is on the ball of the foot bent, and it's pretty much your shoulder, hip, and knee are in alignment. But if you are tall, again, you might have to kind of go out a little bit. And then I hope I said that right, your right foot, your left heel is right under your left knee. Grab onto the back of your chair, and then take your hand on your shoulder and circle the elbow again. Now, with this movement, you're pushing down into the ground to lift. You're pushing down into your heel and your ball of your foot to lift up the crown of your head. And then from here, we're circling the shoulder. And then only if you can, we take the entire arm around. And you have to really pay attention. If you have an injury or this isn't comfortable for some reason, please listen to your body. Let's go the other way around, full range. And just notice, remember, you're moving through a thickness. You've got this really nice quality of movement. It's not like a feather, it's like heavy. And then we'll end with hand on the shoulder, circling the elbow. And I'm hoping your leg is really working here to keep your frame uplifted. All right, so now I have another one for you. Keeping your back hand on the chair, your right hand is long. Take your right hip towards your right shoulder. So what does that mean? That means you're going to lift your right hip and scrunch your right shoulder down. And they're going to try and meet each other. You're going to reach down as your hip comes up and lengthen. Reach your hip up as your hand reaches down, and then maybe add on a side bend as you come back up. Arm down, hip up as you lean over to the right. Arm up, hip down as you lean to the back of the chair to the left. 2 more. Ooh, squeeze, use your body. Reach, 1 more time. Squeeze and reach. Oh, we're living awake. We can't help but be awake for those, huh? Okay, here we are in the present moment. Yeah, I love yoga. It helps us to really, really tune in. Yes, we build tolerance. Yes, we build strength. Yes, we're doing things sometimes we don't like to do, but it's good for us, so we do it together. It's not fun to do it alone sometimes. Okay, hand on that left shoulder and circle. So remember, you're pushing down into your right heel, pushing down into the left ball of foot. And I'm really pushing down hard, like I'm almost out of breath because I'm pushing down so much because I want to lift my crown of my head up. I have to push down to lift up. People think chair yoga is easy. They just haven't done it, have they? All right. Woo. Take your left arm and circle all the way, or to whatever degree. Maybe all the way for you is a small range of motion. Some of us played a lot of sports and hurt our shoulders a long time ago and have scar tissue and injuries. Reverse. So we take care of ourselves. We don't do full range of motion if that's not in our practice. Pushing down to lift up. Beautiful movement. Hand on the shoulder, take that elbow around. Whoosh! I'm really pushing down with my legs. Now keep breathing. If you're doing the same, if you're really working just to lift your crown, make sure you're getting your oxygen. All right, release that. Now, palm down, left arm down, left shoulder drops as left hip comes up to meet it. It's like you're pinching in between your ribs and your hips. And then just lean back, or over, I should say. So lean over to the left, and then lean over to the right. And then add the arm if you feel secure. Lean and pinch over to your left. Bring the left arm up and lean over to the right. Stretch open that side. Oh, that feels good. Right? Sound effects are good. Sound effects saying, ooh, yes, or ow, or ooh. It makes yoga so much more fun. Be in the moment. Enjoy yourself. 1 more time. Pinch together the ribs and the hip and reach down. And then reach up and over to the right. Oh, and release. Let's take a break. Grab yourself a drink as well. You're really asking your body a lot when you do isometric holds. That's an isometric hold when you're pushing your feet down to lift up your crown. And people will walk by and see people doing chair yoga and they'll say, all you're doing is sitting there. Maybe you reach your arm up. Well, no, we're squeezing our butt. We're lifting, we're working, we're living awake, right? Okay. And who cares what those people think anyway? We don't care. All right, sitting up tall. Let's actually move back into our chair for a moment. And I want you to go ahead and use the back of the chair to relax for a second if you want to. You're welcome to keep working and sit up tall. But if you want to take just a teeny little break, I want to do a little bit with the hands. And so feel free, relax the bottom half or work it. So take your left hand out, and we want to keep these fingers working, right, and moving. So just take a couple nice big fists and squeeze pretty tight. And then make a fist and roll through your wrist. Go each direction. And then to keep our fingers very, very pliable, act as though you're starting your car. You're doing a key turn. No, not a car, because you just sit in your car and some of them turn on now. So let's say you're opening your house door with a key. You're not going in through the garage. Okay, so you put the key in, you twist it, and you come back, right? So there's a pinch, and there's a turn, and there's a coming back, and there's a release. Grab, pinch, turn, come back, and release. Let's try that on the other side. We'll just squeeze and pump, pump, pump that fist. Beautiful. And then keep your fist, roll through your wrist, and reverse. And pinch the key, turn outward, turn back in, and release. Pinch, turn, come back, release. One or two more. This is very important to keep up with daily activities to make sure we're using these hands, okay? All right. So we just have one more, and we're going to get ourselves into another wide-legged. So heel toe the feet together, or apart, sorry. All right, I'm really in my zen right now. And we're going to take the arms up, reach, reach, reach. And we're going to exhale down. And then we're going to reach the arms out and pull those palms out to each side again. So this is flexibility and stability. So stability through our core and our legs, and really, stability by pushing down and reaching out and being strong. So let's flip the palms side to side. So now we're going to push the wall or the door or the heavy item away from us. And what I want you to do is really go to your edge, okay? So green light, yellow light, when it starts turning orange, that's where you stop. So go as far as you can to the edge. The edge is just barely turning orange, no red. Reach and reach. Hold yourself in the center. Drop your hands down. So you've got the thumb on the inside of the thigh and the fingers are on the outside. Drop down your left shoulder and just push into your left thigh. And then pull your right shoulder back and down. And if this is, fine enough, stay here. And then if you feel like, I could go deeper, then see if you can take your forearm against the inner thigh. And again, pulling and pushing and squeezing. Now, if your neck gets tired here, just look down. Take a deep breath in. Release that and come back up. Let's seal this up. Reach. Exhale, Anjali Mudra. Take your hands behind your back and pull the heart out. And again, you can do this just by grabbing the back of the chair. And then take the hands on the inside again. Push into your right thigh with your right thumb. Drop your shoulder on the left and then push with all your might into that right thigh. And then stretch. It's like you're doing a little traction for your spine and for your side. And then again, if you're here and it's fine, stay here. If you want a little deeper expression, you actually push with that right forearm into the thigh. Wiggle your toes, breathe, look down if your neck is getting tired. And then rise back up to the center and take a deep breath in. And then exhale, hands to the heart. Lifting up nice and tall. Interlace your fingers. Push the fingers away from you. Shoulders down. Push arms away from, palms away from you. Elbows have a soft bend still. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lift up. Take a deep breath in. Exhale over to your right. Inhale up. Exhale over to your left. Keep your rib cage to the top. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, push down. Push down and lift your shoulders, but push your hands down. Perineum, your hammock, your pelvic floor, lift it up. Big breath in. Exhale, hands come to the heart. Interlace your fingers with the other thumb on top. I'll give you a second. I know it's awkward. Push forward. Deep breath in. Exhale, rise up. Inhale over to the left this time. And up to the top. And over to the left. And up to the top. And push down. Push down with the other thumb on top. And release. Heel toe the feet back together. We're ready for Shavasana. Good job today. Living awake. We might as well live awake, right? A lot of us have been sleepwalking half our lives. I know I'm one that has, and man, it's time to be awake. I don't want to die with my songs still left inside me. Let's make sure, even if you've sung a few songs already in your life, maybe it's time for a new song. Maybe the world needs what you have to offer, and maybe we need to hear a couple more of your songs. So I like to take Shavasana. If you've taken my class before in chair, you know this. I like to just allow myself to be like a blob, and I don't hold myself up. I rest my head on the back of my chair. I like to go knees together, feet apart, and I like my arms to just hang. At least in the beginning. If you're comfortable, to close down your eyes. And soften between your eyebrows. And know that you can do Shavasana however you like. Finding space. Finding meaning. Finding that beautiful song that's in your beautiful heart. So many of us, we put these layers of protection around our heart. And if we could just chip away at those beneath the pain and the trauma and the lies and the betrayals, all that, and allow the good times to prevail, to lead the way. And soften your jaw. And if it's in your practice, let's place one hand on the belly and one hand on the heart. And as you're breathing, continue there with your eyes closed. I'm going to read one more time Sarah Blondin's words. And I want you just to stay there in your Shavasana. Please relax and breathe and let this land. Hearing it a second time. See if anything has shifted, if it feels different in your body. Sarah Blondin writes, "Live Awake was born from the lessons gleaned through hard and beautiful things. I've learned there's great value in becoming awake to the various ways we are being asked to learn. I've learned that our greatest teachers come to us often disguised behind the places we fear to look the most. And that consciously looking at what ails us is what leads to our ultimate freedom. The less awake we live, the more suffering we remain steeped in. What if we lend a new outlook to some of life's hard landscapes? Perspective is really everything, and by choosing to live awake to all that blooms forth in front of us, we can begin to live a more empowered life. We can live awake. We can live free. So let's let that sink in and just breathe. Breathe in silence for 1 minute. And I will call us out in 1 minute. Enjoy. Take a deep breath in and let it go. And now take a deep breath in and sigh it out. Deep breath in. Oh, let's do that again. We needed that. Deep breath in. Oh, that feels so good. Wiggle your fingers and your toes, ankles and wrists. And bring some life back into your limbs. And bring yourself back up to a seated position. And I want to mimic embryo pose in our chairs. So the way I'm going to do it is knees together, feet apart, because I feel like I have a little more stability that way. Anjali Mudra, hands at the heart. And I'm just going to sink my head over to one side as though I'm in the embryo position. And just take a deep breath in and out. And let's take it on the other side now. Lift the crown of your head and just create a little prayer pillow for your cheek. And let your head rest there. And soften between your eyebrows. Take a deep breath in. And then bring yourself back up, hands to your heart. Let's reach up, rise up, all of us together, sitting up tall. Exhaling the hands, Anjali Mudra right at the heart. Lift your heart right up to your thumbs and bow your head in reverie to yourself for showing up for practice today. And as you think about Sarah Blondin's words of living awake, I hope that as you take your yoga off your mat into the world today, off your chair into the world today, that you remember or see what comes up for you to live awake. And Wayne Dyer's words, to not die with your song still left inside you. We need to sing it, put it out to the world. The world needs your beauty, what you have to give. And finally, I just want to end with that saying, one small pebble. One small pebble and 1,000 ripples. It just gets me every time. One small act of kindness, like a pebble dropping into the water, and the thousands of ripples that go out and help others. Ooh, I hope that you live awake and allow your beauty to be shared. Thank you so much for practicing today, bowing in reverie to each and every one of you. Namaste. Thank you. Goodbye. Au revoir. Adios. Ciao, baby. Avidase. Aloha. And all the salutations for all the people. Thank you.